Roxstars, it's Rox coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Potomac Season 8. I feel like I missed Season 7. Like I thought we was going to Season 7, but this is Season 8. Episode 1. You guys, it is the premiere show for the season. And before we get to it, you guys, the fact that they had already released like the whole first 15 minutes of the show out on social media a few months ago. Well, between the few months up until just recently, we already saw all of this stuff because part of it was the trailer that they released for us to see. Part of it was the conversation that Robin had with Andy, and the whole thing with Robin and Juan. But what I'm saying is the fact that we've already seen all of this stuff before this damn commercial break even came. I don't know if that's a good or a bad sign, you guys. I mean, they pretty much showed all the cards before the show even came back. And it's like, you guys have to give us that much of a teaser for us to come and watch a show. It's kind of that's a little bit of a red flag, you guys. But I mean, we're going to give it a fair shot every season. We got to tell y'all about yourselves and the Real Housewives fans. And I'm sure I'm not the only YouTuber that always has to, tell y'all that it's just a show. We don't know none of these people. It's nothing personal. Okay? Let's just be friends by the end of the season. All right? Let's just try. Let's try. They have made changes on Potomac. They've added a new girl. We didn't see her this week, but we'll see her next week. And she, I believe, was brought on to challenge Wendy because Wendy kept on going up against the girls, and it was going to be a problem because they're all lighter skinned, and it's always going to be all the light skinned girls attack Wendy. Well, everybody is fairer skinned, so, So to get out of that, let's bring another dark-skinned girl on the show. So now we've got another girl, and actually that girl is not only a dark-skinned woman, but she's also African. She also comes from the same, what's the word that, am I supposed to say tribe? I believe that's the word. If it's offensive, I'm not trying to be. I think that's the correct word. But anyway, they're from the same tribe in Africa, and they even look alike, okay? So it was just sort of like the producers, this woman was perfect. And I believe that she is going to have a problem with Wendy. So now it's going to be like, what are you guys going to say about this girl now? Because now she's dark and so is Wendy. So the colorism talk is going to have to go. I believe this is the only reason why they brought that lady on. But I might be wrong. We'll see as the season goes, you guys. But it's interesting, right? It is interesting. So, I mean, do I need to talk about all of the beginning? I mean, it was the beginning, the trailer that we saw. It's supposed to be like a 70s kind of sitcom opener for the show. So, we see everybody and their names and, their nicknames on the show or whatever and what they've been through, saying something clever or funny and all that. Fine. But then we switch over to Robin and Juan, and we see them talking about, well, they're building us up to the conversation that Juan and Robin are going to have. The fact that they had gotten married, we didn't know anything about Juan and his supposed indiscretions with the girl from Canada and the girl in the nail shop. Of course, we saw all that in social media play out in real time right after season 7 ended. Okay, and after the reunion, then we found out about that because Robin and Jazelle actually talked about it on the podcast that them two have together. Okay, reasonably shady. So that brought on the hailstorm. Everybody was pissed at Robin, folks. So we knew that was what we were going to have to deal with on this first episode. So I guess they were just like, we got to get it out the way. So let's just do all of it now. Okay. And then maybe they're going to try to not talk about it no more after now. But so this whole episode was basically talking about how Robin is delusional. Okay. So, just building it up to let y'all know how the shit started out. Everything right now, as far as Robin and, Juan's relationship, it's a mess. Okay. So that's how the show started. Now let's see this conversation that Robin and Juan had. So Robin is at home and she's looking through the pictures from the wedding. She finally got her got her pictures back, so she's gonna put them in the frames that she has in the room, just waiting for them. So Juan comes home, and he's looking at the pictures, he's admiring them too. As a matter of fact, they actually just got back from vacation. She said that the vacation was just what they needed. It was them, the family, they went to some island or Caribbean or something and enjoyed themselves. But now they are back and it's the real world, and she's just having to deal with this hailstorm of gossip and innuendo and possible untruths and affairs and nasty, ugly stuff that you don't want to talk about. But the part that made this scene be kind of cringy is, so you already understood that they told them that we can't avoid it. We got to have this conversation. And Robin, especially now being the breadwinner of the family, because Juan don't even work at the damn school no more. We'll talk about that in a second. But, you have a job to do. It's going to be very hella uncomfortable. We're going to try to make it as easy as we can, but it has to be done. So she sat down. But Robin is sort of like leading him. And so that's why I was just listening, and I was just like, she was just like, you made a mistake. You were an idiot, and you talked to the girl in Canada, and he was just like, yeah, it was dumb of him, but that's just who he is. He helps people. And listen, this story could be 100% true. That being said, it just doesn't sound true. It sounds silly. It sounds ridiculous. And, but that's the thing. It could very well be true because it's so outlandish. And Juan's story is that he knew the girl from Canada, and we didn't explain how he knew the girl, that was left out. But anyway, he knew this girl from Canada. She was coming down because she was visiting, and she was messing with a Baltimore Ravens player. And so she was at the hotel, and apparently she lost her wallet. And instead of calling the Baltimore Ravens person that she's having this, that's the whole reason why she's in town, remember, she calls Juan, because Juan is her friend. And that's fine. Yeah, that's your friend, so you should be able to rely on a friend if you have to. But why you didn't call the Baltimore Ravens fan? I mean, he was the one that was trying to get the ass, so he would have gave you more money, girl. You would have probably been able to pocket some of that. Okay? You up here dealing with Juan, and then Juan goes and pays for a room for her in the hotel, signed a receipt and everything. All right? So he was there physically. But he wants us to believe, again, it could be true, but he wants us to believe, if he listens to this story in his mind, he would understand why don't nobody believe him. Because you want us to believe that you went down there and paid for a room for this woman to get some ass from this other man. So it sounds weird. And Robin realizes that too. But she was just like, the fact that it's such a crazy story, it can't be a lie. Girl, we can make up ridiculous lies. What did Annalise Keaton tell us, honey? You just make the shit look so chaotic that nobody even got time to ask whether or not it's true or not. Okay? Just throw shit all over the place. Make it mess up the scene. Throw everybody off the track. Okay? So that could be very well what Juan is doing. Making you think that this story is so ridiculous because it is, that it's not true. But just because it's ridiculous don't mean that Juan couldn't have actually been there with that woman too. Hell, sometimes women, she could have been messing with the Baltimore Ravens man and won. If you just a booty call anyway, if you just getting flued out somewhere so you can get something, I mean, that's terrible to say, but it's just like they just looking at you as a piece of ass. So, child. Anyway, they had to talk about that. They had to talk about the nail salon, him being at the nail salon. This is his employee. He was just hanging out with his friend. But of course it didn't look good. So then Robin had to deal with that as well. I just wish that Robin would have said to him, I understand that you have female friends and that's fine. But you need to understand that you are putting me in a position to have to defend you all the time when you are walking around and being out with your friends, especially in the middle of already an affair scandal. How much sense does it make for you? Even if you know you're not doing it. And listen, I understand people be wanting to be like, I'm going to live my fucking life. They ain't going to be telling me how I need to be and all. I get all that. But how about think about your wife for a second? Because you are so adamant that you are still going to be with your friends, your wife is sitting here looking stupid on TV. People are calling her stupid, delusional, and way worse. Why keep putting her through that? Okay, nigga, if you want to be with your friends, talk to him at the office. I'm sorry, he don't have an office to talk to him at. Because he got fired. I'm not laughing, because that actually is terrible. That's too bad. You know, nobody wants to see people lose income and shit. But, you know, we saw it coming. Juan was knee deep in the trouble with that kid at the school that got, was getting sexually assaulted. What's the word, though? That was getting framed or not bribed. I can't think of the words, but you guys know what I'm talking about. That kid. Okay. And we know the story. I've talked about it on top of the blogs. You know, Juan didn't do what he was supposed to do as a head coach. So, even though Juan would like us to think the reason why he's not working there anymore is because they didn't win enough games. I was like, even you guys trying to push this story on us when we already know the legalities of, and this is an actual case. Ain't nobody said shit about y'all losing games. You got fired because you was caught up with that shit and you didn't say what you were supposed to say and fire your coach that was trying to sleep with one of your players. That's why you got fired. I mean, maybe, you know, you could not winning probably did contribute to that as well, but I don't know. Maybe Juan would probably still be there if none of that stuff happened. You know, Robin was just like, yeah, but everybody thinks it's because you did something wrong. And he was just like, well, I know I didn't do anything wrong. You might not have done anything wrong. You made some bad decisions, and maybe you should have, in retrospect, helped that little boy, that young man. But, you know, he didn't actually do anything wrong. It was him not doing anything that was the problem. But whatever. They get through the conversation. He said he just want to focus on the boys, you know, and the relationship. And that's what she wants to do too. And she's just tired of this. I mean, in some ways I can understand how Robin is. I am that way too. Sometimes when something just gets on my nerves so much, I don't even want to deal with it. I'd be like, I don't care. Like, I don't even care. I do care. But at that time, it's just like too much. I don't feel like it no more. Leave me the fuck alone. That's where Robin is. Okay. But she has to know that when other people look at her, she look crazy, child. But anyway, I said all that to say that was the whole first segment of the show. We had already, all that stuff we had seen pretty much, but we had to get that out the way. Now, the review. Let's get to it, shall we? Now we see Karen, okay, the grande dame of Potomac. Karen is fully in her season now. She realizes that she is the fave of the show, even though everyone will still agree that this is Jazelle's show. I would be willing to say that this is Jazelle and Karen's show. She is meeting Candace and Wendy there, you know. Oh, Candace, how are you doing, girl? Give me a hug. Oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long. They're so happy to see each other. I remember a time when Candace couldn't stand Karen, when Candace felt like Karen was taking up for Monique. But now we ace boom coons, child. You gotta pick your battles, right? So they're waiting for Wendy to get there. You know, they order their drinks. And Karen was just like, you're headed to LA, you know, so exciting. You know, Candace is still working on her music career. Okay, Wendy makes it there. You know, Wendy was just like, is it gonna be bad if I order water? Okay, because she gave up alcohol for Lent, even though Lent is over. I guess she's trying to carry it on. And they were like, water? Okay, well, she don't know what she was thinking. Give her a margarita. Child, peer pressure is real, lady. So, you know, after the girls sit down and everything, and Wendy is telling them, you know, that she carries a rosary with her now for protection because she don't know what she coming up against with these old evil ass bitches. And Karen was just like, well, you know, I just wanted to get together with you guys because I wasn't really sure how you were. You know, when we left New York, we were all just, it was really bad. And yes, it was bad. They talked terrible about each other at that reunion. Okay. So how do you even come back from stuff like that? But Karen's whole thing is Robin has ownership that she needs to take. Robin has to take responsibility for the fact that she purposely didn't say anything about what her and Juan had gone through. The thing is, they all feel like Robin has to take ownership for what has happened, okay? They feel like they were all the targets, or really Candace was the target. Last season when Robin knew that she had this other shit boiling in the background. So, you know, Candace is mad that Chris was nailed to the cross while Juan was out there getting, you know, sitting with his girlfriend getting feels and shit and nobody said nothing. She was like, they spent the whole year acting like everything was great. Now the producers asked them in the confessional, you know, have they truly been 100% honest and open with everything that has happened in their life, you know? And Wendy said that she has. Karen had the nerve to say, you know, I am an open book. Okay, but Robin, she is a bald-faced liar. And I was just like, now Karen, I ain't even got time to sit here and talk about all the times, you know, those previous former seasons 1, 2, and 3, when you used to lie like nobody's damn business. And you didn't want to tell nobody none of your damn shit. Now all of a sudden you're an open book. That's why I was saying Karen knows that she's a favorite. So people let her get away with shit like that. But Karen, please. I don't know how the girl was able to say that with a straight face, honestly. You guys hear all this dinging going on in the background? It's because I am going to show you something in a minute. And I'm trying to line it up with my friend Val. So y'all just hold on. It's a reason that you keep hearing that annoying ding. I'm sorry. Anyways, the girls at the lunch that day, they agree that Robin is delusional. Now, jumping over to Ashley, we see her and her boys. Them kids done got big. God, time goes by so fast. Okay, Dylan and, I can't even think. Dylan and Dean. They're helping her take out the trash. She's in her new home, you know. She said that she moved out of the penthouse and now she's fully in her mama mode, and you know, she's there. She's got this house. She has a house note now, responsibilities. But, you know, Michael is still on the deed. He still signed for the house and helped her. Even though they aren't together any longer, he pays her child support. And, you know, so, yeah, she feels good about the fact that she is in her own home and she has her own space and everything. However, Michael is still on the deed. If anything were to go wrong, go left, you know, she can still rely on Michael to help her out and all, as long as things go well. And you know, listen, Ashley, that bitch played the long game, didn't she? Ashley has the best of all the worlds now. How is it that you getting a divorce, but your man still bought your house for you and your kids? Okay, those are his kids. So I mean, you know, he is still technically taking care of his kids. But what I'm saying is, you still get all of the benefits of the help from the man and all of that. You know, I'm sure there's probably some hoops that she got to jump through that she ain't gonna tell us. But at the end of the day, bitch, maybe the hoops is worth it. Because now she get to be over there and she get to date hockey players and all this. Still got Michael's money. Still has Michael's support. But doing what she want to do. Now, why would I be mad at Ashley for that? Shit. Child, I am not mad at Ashley one bit. Now, after she tells us the particulars on her and Michael's relationship, Jazelle calls her on FaceTime. And Jazelle is calling because Jazelle wants to get together with Ashley and Robin, you know, as friends in love, you know, and they just need to have a conversation with Robin. Okay, because Robin is looking crazy out there in these streets. And quite delusional. And you know, Jazelle, that's her friend. She don't want her friend to look crazy. So, you know, maybe if they sit down and talk to her and try to get her to understand, you know, where they coming from, you know, maybe they can help Robin out. So, you know, Ashley was just like, listen, I've tried to talk to Robin a couple of times about Juan, and that didn't go well. You know, they showed the clips of the many times that they've come to her. Ashley came to her, even though you can't really go by that because Ashley was a mess all on her own back then too. So it was a different time. But yeah, she has tried to talk to her about him, and you know, Robin wasn't all that she didn't receive it well. Okay, so she's not really hopeful about it. You know, they talk about the nail salon pic, like even after everything, this nigga's still gonna be at the nail salon with this girl. Jazelle was just like, I just need to let her know that she looked crazy out there in these streets. Listen, I don't know how Robin and Jazelle are able to be friends. I think it's because they know their jobs on the show, and so they have conversations, I'm sure plenty of conversations off camera. You know, Robin and Jazelle have an understanding that Jazelle has a job to do, and for Robin not to get upset about the way that Jazelle acts on this show. Okay, I'm sure Jazelle is not the way that she is on this show in real life. I mean, you know, that's probably how Jazelle's personality, but certain things that Jazelle does on the show, she probably wouldn't do had they not been on the show. But the way that Jazelle talks about Robin when Robin is not around, honey, and when she watches that on the show, she has to feel something, you know. I mean, but they are friends. They have a strong friendship, but Jazelle can be quite shady. Some of that stuff, I would be like, bitch, fuck you. Okay, with a little laugh, but also fuck you. Now, speaking of Jazelle, we see Jazelle. She is at her home, and she is dating this guy named Jason. Is this the same guy that we heard about at the end of last season? I believe that it is. They call him her smash partner. Jason is 16 years her junior, because Jazelle wants us to believe that she wants to. I don't think Jazelle wants to be with any man, okay? Yeah, maybe every now and then have sex with them, get your rocks off, take care of your horniness factor and all. But other than that, Jazelle, I don't even see her. Jazelle doesn't even seem like a sexual being to me. Okay? Not intimate sex. Maybe just like hasty, fast sex. But I don't know. She just doesn't. Jazelle really lacks a human quality for me. Okay, I feel like Jazelle don't give a fuck about nothing. She gonna do what she do, and that's it. She cares about her kids, and that's it. I can't even see Jazelle caring about another man, but here we are. So anyway, Jason's there. He's cooking food. They're gonna be making sushi, I think it was. Her daughter Grace is there. Grace is about to go away for school. She's graduating from high school, going on to college. Jazelle tells us about their last trip together as a family. They went to Dubai. They had a good time and everything. But yeah, now she's back with Jason, and one of the twins is sitting at the table and they're talking, and the twin is saying how they seem to like Jason. The fact that they didn't, that twin wasn't being like, because Jazelle's kids, honey, them kids keep sit honest. If they don't like you, they just gonna sit there and look at you. So the fact that she's engaging with this man, I actually feel like she actually does like him. She said that he was cool, but he had to go through the test first. They met him at one of the things, I guess, that Jazelle was speaking at. He was following them around like a little puppy, and he caught Jazelle's eye. So this is where they are. But yeah, like I said, they seem to like him. She said that he got an A minus. Okay, nigga, don't get too comfortable. All right, you guys know how I love Jazelle's kids. Isn't it funny how you can love the kids and hate them? I don't hate Jazelle, but she can sure work our nerves. Thank goodness she got them kids, because that's the only reason why I can still deal with Jazelle. Now let's jump over to Mia. We see Mia. She's at home with Gordon, and you guys know that Mia and Gordon have had a particular fall from grace. Gordon's family is the one. And see, they never told us that it was a family business. We just knew that it was Gordon's business, but then turns out that the businesses that Gordon had was also with his brothers or siblings. I don't know if his brothers and sisters, but with his siblings. And they're the ones that ousted him, okay? And, Mia, he said that the reason that they did do it is they just said that because he wasn't listening. But he didn't tell us what he wasn't listening to, okay? They might have been like, you need to leave that damn wife. We don't know what it was. They was kind of insinuating that it sounded like Gordon was taking money, okay? And baby, you can do a whole bunch of things with the business, but when you start taking the money, then there is a problem. He was voted out in September. They ain't had nothing since. They had to downgrade from a 10,000 square foot house to a 1,500 square foot house. She was like, this house is as big as my closet was, okay? I was like, girl, 1,500 square feet is probably about what size my house is. Girl, ain't nothing wrong with that. Y'all gonna be all right, okay? I don't know how they downgraded that much though, child. What they did with all that furniture? I know you had to furnish that big ass house, and now you down to, child, she probably got public storage. That shit probably $800 a month. Anyway, so Mia was just like, yeah, it's been a tough time. She was like, it was rough for me. Like I don't know how I made it. Like, nigga, how's rough for you? But you not the one that didn't got fired. You ain't the one that got $500,000 that's supposed to be coming your way that your siblings ain't paying you, But Mia said, yeah, it was too much. Gordon was depressed. He had checked out, and she was trying to hold it all together, I guess. She said she even got mad and cursed him out because she was tired of all of it. And I'm sure that once that money started going, honey, that'd make that patience be real, real short. Gordon is happy that she stuck around, and I was just like, I mean, Gordon, haven't you helped Mia too? That's what marriages are for. The good and the bad. Better and worse. Like, listen to these vows. Yeah, ain't nobody saying that's what they would have liked to have gone through. But I mean, shit, it's good days and bad days, ups and downs all the time. But at the bottom of all this is always about money. And money is what's going to make you happy or not happy. Okay? Or it's going to help with the happiness factor. Anyway, She says she's making lifestyle changes. She's not drinking. I think that a lot of the ladies also realize that they drink too much. Okay. Every time they all get together, it's drinks. And as soon as them drinks comes, the fights comes. And that's when the fights get you out of character, shit that you wouldn't really necessarily do or say. You got all that, you liquored up. Okay. So even she now has stopped drinking. And we know that Karen has had a problem with drinking in the past. Now Wendy is talking about her drinking. Now Mia. Like, I think that we really could probably sit down with a lot of the housewives and discuss the fact that probably their drinking got worse once they got on the show. I just wonder. That's an interesting statistic and topic, but you know alcohol is definitely that silent character on the show. Although Mia still drinks wine. I said, girl, you still drink alcohol then. Okay. She said she don't drink hard alcohol. If you drink enough of anything, it's gonna get you drunk, even if you just drinking beer. She said that she feels bad about confronting Karen with that gossip, that rumor at the end of last season, so maybe she needs to reach out to Karen. She was just like, what do I say when I call? Like, sorry for calling you a hoe? Yeah, let's start there. Jumping over to Candace, we see Candace and Chris, and they are out on a picnic date, okay? Got all gussied up and got their blanket and their food. And, even though Candace is like, I don't like bugs and shit, this ain't really my thing, she gonna do it for the show. So they sit down and they're talking. Cheers to all of us. Candace said that last season was really difficult, because they kept on saying that Chris had cheated and she knew that she hadn't. So this has probably been the worst year for their marriage, since they've been married. But they're still together. Because one monkey don't stop no show. And neither do the Cookie Monster. She said she ain't even harping on all that drama. You know what? Candace is just stressed about her music career. Because that's where she's at. She's about to go on another tour. She said her last tour, she has to finance her tours. Her last tour, she didn't have to spend as much, but now that, you get bigger, you got to do bigger. So now she has to spend more money, $50,000 just for the band. She also has to, all this other stuff. She's like, I know for a fact I'm going to pay over 6 figures. Like, it's coming. Dancers, the music, the travel, all that. Yeah, it cost a pretty penny. He's like, how was the outing with Karen and Wendy the other day? She was like, went fine. She's just upset that Robin had all this drama going on, but never said anything. Candace was like, listen, I want people to understand that I understand that Robin was trying to be supportive of me, on the show. However, Candace's problem with Robin is that Robin would say shady shit behind her back off of the show, in interviews, or when she was talking about it. Even when they were at the reunion, she was talking about the fact that it didn't look appropriate for a man to be in a hotel room with a woman. If the woman is single, the man is married, it's not appropriate for this man to be in the room with it, because they was talking about when Chris was in the room with Jazelle. However, now we are talking about Juan being in a hotel room with another woman, okay? And, she conveniently left that out. So now Candace was just like, yeah, she's just like, I don't like this, But she's always liked Robin. So she felt like she'd be open to having a conversation with her and for them to try to clear the air. She doesn't want any contention. That's her homegirl, so they're going to talk. Now let's talk about this this damn conversation that Jazelle and Robin and Ashley had, you guys. Yes, that's right. Sharice is back, you guys. She's still not a champagne flute carrying housewife, but we got Sharice again, child. Ooh, let's hope that child don't get on our nerves too bad. But anyway, she shows up first at Jazelle's house. First of all, we got to get through the fucking obstacle course to get down there. Jazelle is still having work done out there. When Ashley got there, she was just like how the shit is always under construction. Like, when is she gonna be done? Well, in Jazelle's defense, she did buy a for real fixer-upper. She's doing it on her own, by herself, her money. That shit costs. So, you can't be too mad. Jazelle ain't got no rich ex-husband that is taking care of her. She got Jamal. So anyway, we're waiting for Robin to get there. So before she gets there, they're like, we're just going to talk to her as her friend and just kind of try to see if we can get through to her. Okay. And then the woman of the hour gets there. You know, she also has to get down there first. You know, she don't break her ankle or twist anything. So she makes it down there. So after we all hug and greet each other, we all sit down. Jazelle says, now this is us having like a tough love session. And Robin is just sort of looking like, okay. Okay, so this is open forum as it relates to Juan and his indiscretions. So now they just want answers. You know, the nail salon pic, for example. You know, and Robin was just like, okay, that was Juan's employee for like 3 years. You know, that's his homegirl. She was going to get her nails done, and he was just like, oh yeah, I'll come and all that. Okay, that's innocent enough. You know, she was just like, he's not dumb enough to be like affectionate and out with other people, other women. You know, he's not dumb enough to do something like that in public. He knows that people know who he is. Okay. So the fact that he is sitting out there with this woman, you ought to know that he ain't messing with her, because he wouldn't sit with the woman that he's messing with. That's Robin's logic. Okay. What the girls are trying to explain to her is that even though you believe that he's not messing with that girl, and even though he may not be messing with that girl, it's still the optics. It doesn't look good that while you are in the middle of an affair scandal that has gone viral, for you to think that it's okay to go to the nail salon with any woman who's not Robin or your damn mama at this point. Hell, it could have been a cousin. People still would have assumed something differently. It doesn't look good. Okay, stop, pull back the shit. I understand. Juan is sort of like one of them people's like, this show ain't gonna tell me what I can and can't do. These are my friends, okay? But again, why are you putting your wife through all this? You know, the fact that Robin has to get up there and try to explain it, and it does look crazy. So, you know, long story short, the girls are all telling her about their relationships, what they went through with their men, who cheated, who did what. The problem with this conversation is you have 3 women that are divorced, that are unhappy, you know, that were unhappy in their marriages, that are talking to Robin. I believe that Robin can get good information out of them as 3 women that are divorced, but I also believe that Robin needs to also talk to other people, because when you only have a group of people who all have had really bad relationships trying to give you advice, well, you already know that advice is going to be biased. Okay, so Robin, you know, I think that they were just trying to get Robin to agree that Juan does shit and puts her in these positions to have to defend her and him and their relationship, and it's not fair to her. Okay. And Robin was getting to that point where Robin was just like, I don't even care. Like, it's not that big of a deal. They're trying to tell her, we know that you now are saying you don't believe that he's having an affair. We got that. But can he not be at the nail salon with the lady? Can he not be getting rooms, hotel rooms for women that he ain't fucking with? Okay, can he not do that? Because it looks like you're protecting Ron. Why do I want to keep calling him Ron? It looks like you're protecting Juan. And Robin says that, yeah, it always looks like that. And so that's our point. You wouldn't have to be protecting him if he would stop putting you in that position. The girls actually believe that Juan is fucking around, but their angle is that they're trying to get Robin to just be like, tell Juan if he is fucking around to stop doing it publicly. Okay? That's really what they're saying to her. So, you know, they're going on, they're telling her all the things, put yourself first, don't lose sight of you, you know. But the ladies all tell Robin that they don't believe her, they don't believe that she's okay with everything, and that, you know, they feel like she's in denial. And she was just like, no, you guys are just defensive because I'm not saying what you guys, you know, what you want to hear. They was like, well, what do you think we want to hear? She was just like, I think you guys all want me to say that Juan did something wrong, and he didn't. She appreciates them as friends trying to talk to her. You know, Robin didn't fly off the handle. That's why I know we had a conversation beforehand. Okay? Because this was a very delicate conversation that could have went many other places, but I was impressed that everybody was able to keep control of themselves. Okay, but yeah, they think that Juan is messing around, Robin is not trying to listen and all that. I do think it's fucked up that Juan does that, and I think that he probably, you know, sometimes men can be quite the egos you know, and the arrogancy of the fact that they might be the breadwinner, you know, they have a good job, you know, they feel like they have license to do certain things. Okay, we'll see how Juan act this season when now the nigga ain't got no income no more and now everything is under Robin. I bet you the nigga get some act right now. Juan is obviously just like, I'm just gonna live my life, but he obviously doesn't care about his wife if he just continues to live his life as if he's single. All right, you guys, that is it. I know these bangs gonna get on y'all nerves. I'm still trying to get used to the fact about this wig and figure out if I even like it. It's a little, you know, sadate. If you guys know, you know, huh? I forgot to tell you guys why my iPad kept going on. Is because my friend Val sent me a picture and said that her and Candace had the same dress that Candace had on. So I asked her, did I have permission to show her picture? And she told me yes. So let me pull it up for you young folks. Hold on. Here is my friend Val. Okay. This was her in the, she told me this is an Alice and Olivia dress. All right. A fashion moment, if you will. This is Val. And then that is Candace. That is right next to her, you guys. So a bitch stole my look. But anyway. Yeah, that's what the text message was for. Let me get off of here. I still got to take Blue out to walk and get my day and finish working. All right. Make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe to this channel. If you haven't already, I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars.